Thank you for joining me today. As a young, newly diagnosed person with Ankylosing Spondylitis, or AS, I can imagine you're feeling quite overwhelmed right now. Considering, I've proposed 2 questions that may be of interest to you at this juncture. Why am I in pain? And how can I prevent being in pain? Why am I in pain? To answer that, firstly we have to look at what AS is and how it results in pain. AS is a chronic inflammatory form of arthritis. This type of arthritis is different from common wear and tear arthritis in that it's caused by the immune system mistakenly attacking healthy tissue in and around joints. Over time, this attack causes inflammation, which results in pain, stiffness, and joint damage. However, not all pain is caused by damage, but we'll go into that further in a moment. Now to the million-dollar question, how can I prevent being in pain? Unfortunately, just as there is no cure for AS, there is no way to fully prevent pain. The aim of the game is about managing the pain itself, managing the impact of the pain on your lifestyle, and figuring out what works best for you. Let's begin our discussion by talking about pain. Traditionally, we've thought of this as a simple reflex. The body is damaged, nerves communicate this to the brain, and the result is pain. Simple. But the truth is much more complex. Pain is a protective response of the brain, with or without tissue damage occurring. It can be helpful to think of the brain as part of a danger alarm system, producing pain to protect us from threat. In chronic pain, the nervous system can become sensitized. This means that nerves can start to send signals when they shouldn't, or in inappropriate ways, and encouraging other nerves to do so too. The brain can become more receptive to these messages, and in time, require less input from the tissues to produce pain. One final area to touch on in relation to pain and the brain is that pain can occur in response to a thought. Because after all, thoughts are also nerve signals that affect the brain, just as nerve signals from the tissues do. Through understanding how pain is produced, we can develop a plan of how to manage it, namely through knowledge and movement. Some beliefs are unhelpful for people with ongoing pain, such as let pain be your guide. This may be helpful if you've just rolled your ankle, but given our understanding of chronic pain, this belief is likely to lead someone with AS to not moving at all. Self-talk, such as saying I can be sore but safe, helps you to feel less worried about your pain and thus reduce your experience of pain. Maintaining a daily mobility regime, such as repetitious movements into and out of stretching positions for the spine and pelvis, helps to reduce stiffness and pain in AS. Knowing that these movements are safe and that they actively help to diminish pain, I hope encourages you to make them a regular part of your life. One technique that is very valuable is graded exposure. In graded exposure, you create an exercise baseline, meaning an activity level that you can maintain without causing pain, and you create a progression plan to do slightly more each day. This helps to avoid doing too much or too little. On days when there is no pain, this plan helps you to prevent doing too much and thus potentially causing a flare. And when in a flare-up, it helps to prevent you from doing too little by retreating to this lower baseline level of activity. It keeps you moving and helps to relieve your pain sooner. Another helpful technique, especially during a flare-up, is called pacing. Namely, doing little bits often, breaking down the tasks you want to do every day into manageable amounts to avoid overdoing it. Pacing encourages the regular incorporation of breaks and alternating into light activities when you're doing heavier ones. In AS, one practical application of this is taking regular breaks to stand and walk during prolonged sitting. When considering long-term lifestyle choices, many people with AS will benefit from movement-based and cognitive therapies. Many active movement-based therapies have been shown to reduce pain and improve quality of life in rheumatic disorders, of which AS is a subtype. Those that are recommended are yoga, qigong, tai chi, and Pilates. Water-based activities, such as water walking and swimming, decrease pain more effectively than land-based interventions, and it can be a particularly good way to keep moving during a flare. Cognitive approaches such as hypnosis, guided imagery, meditation, and CBT are also associated with a reduction of pain in AS. Cognitive behavioral therapy can also help to relieve depressive and anxious thoughts. After all, as mentioned earlier, thoughts contribute to the pain system too. If there is one main thought that I want you to take away from today, it is that movement is safe and that it helps to reduce pain in AS. In time, you will figure out what works best for you and how to manage your condition. The greater you understand pain, the less it becomes a threat to you, as increasing threat is closely linked to increased pain. So get curious about pain, but remember that flares are a part of AS. So be gentle with yourself. Most of all, keep engaging in your life, your friends, your family, reach out to services, and remember, you are not alone.